The reason we wanted to start a coffee shop here in our hometown, Montebello, was because there were none.
It's not just about coffee, it's about community. Today we're at Ground Up Coffee in Montebello, a shop that's bringing people together one cup at a time.
My name is Daniel Dupuy. I'm the co-owner of Ground Up Coffee here in Montebello, California. I started this with my business partner, Ryan Moya, about 9 years ago now. My business partner and I, Ryan, we've been best friends since high school. We've always been very adventurous and we've always wanted to create something and dictate our own schedule, dictate our own life, to be able to just do what we want. That was why we took that leap and we quit our jobs and decided to start something. We often joke around like if there was one good coffee shop here, we wouldn't have ever opened. We would have just went there and enjoyed it, but there wasn't. We thought there's probably other people who want something similar. We decided that this is where we had to plant our flag, and specialty coffee was not that big, especially not on the east side of LA in the San Gabriel Valley. You had spots in West LA, Pasadena, Highland Park or Echo Park, but those were trendy areas. Prior to opening Ground Up Coffee, we didn't actually have formal coffee experience. Neither of us worked as baristas, neither of us did anything in the coffee world other than frequent coffee shops very regularly. We knew what we liked, we knew what tasted good to us, but we knew we had a lot to learn if we were gonna replicate that. There was a learning curve for us because we didn't have that knowledge. We learned ourselves, we're self-taught. That I think created its own special type of recipe. This road is not for the faint of heart. The sacrifice that you have to make, the struggle, especially in those early years when it's not glamorous, when it's not Instagrammable. We don't come from money. We were born and raised here in East LA. We didn't have investment money. You're immediately creating something at a deficit. There was moments we didn't want to keep going. In hindsight, ignorance was bliss, because that level of tough, that level of grit and sacrifice, if I knew what I was gonna go be up against, it'd have been hard to choose that again. What it is today is it has exceeded what I thought it would be. I remember vividly, around year 4, I thought this is the ceiling. We've hit the ceiling of what this could be. And then once we broke through that ceiling, I realized, oh wow, that was a self-imposed ceiling. And really, there are no limits in this.
If you're enjoying these interviews, please remember to like and subscribe. What makes a really great cup of coffee in your opinion?
What makes a great coffee is a very high quality bean that's being sourced ethically, that is roasted properly to showcase what that bean is offering, and prepared well to not mess up any of those things that came before it. And if you do that right, you should get something that tastes really, really, really sophisticated. So like at a Starbucks, it's crazy amounts of sugar and it's very, very poorly roasted coffee. There's no farm in the world that could provide Starbucks with enough beans to keep consistent, right? So one method is to over roast everything and make it all taste the same. Then in order to balance that, you need to put a lot of sugar. So a specialty coffee shop focuses more on trying to showcase what the coffee actually offers. We have a great relationship with a coffee farm in El Salvador, a family farm that has been owned for generations. El Salvador has great soil, great altitude, volcanic soil, produces high quality coffee. We've imported more and more coffee. It's been a beautiful relationship, but all of our coffee, mostly, I would say 90%, 95% of it is coming from El Salvador. The people who work the hardest in this process are the coffee farmers. When you buy from a place like us, and maybe our prices seem a little high and you're like, man, that's kind of expensive, but you don't realize what you're supporting. You're supporting bettering the lives of coffee farmers. You're supporting baristas getting paid a healthy wage. People don't realize when they buy a cup of coffee, you're making a bigger statement than you think. Right when we opened, we did not roast our own coffee. We were actually sourcing our coffee from a roaster named LaMille Coffee, and they're in Alhambra, not too far from here. And shout out to LaMille, because even though they're a bigger name in coffee, they treated us good. They taught us a lot. They trained us on certain types of coffee brewing techniques. We have another roaster actually that we started on. It wasn't this one. It was a much smaller one. If that's what we roasted on for about 5 years. So this roaster right behind me is a Mill City roaster, which is like one of the only American produced roaster companies, like manufacturing companies. I think it's a pretty great company. They've been really awesome about helping us and supporting us in the process of getting it. We should be good for another decade now. To simplify it, you have a raw material. It's a seed, a coffee seed that comes from a cherry. You depulp that cherry, that happens at the coffee farm. And basically you get these green raw seeds in these sacks, and you take some amount of coffee. So you drop your coffee into your drum and you're controlling 3 parameters. You have temperature, you have airflow, and you have time. Those are your 3 main factors in roasting. Control those parameters. When you're done, you dump the coffee into a cooling tray, cool it as quick as possible so that it stops cooking essentially. And once you're done with that, you dump it into a bucket and bag it up or serve it. Let's say we're roasting 15 pounds in one roast here. From start to finish, it's approximately between 10 and 13 minutes per roast. For roasting is Ryan and I. We're the people who roast. We're the roasters. One day maybe we will hire a roaster or roasters, but for now we still kind of geek out on it and take a lot of pride and passion in it. It's an important part that we don't want to give away just yet. What represents us is our cold brew or our drip coffee. And then if you're the person who wants a little bit more in your drink, like a little bit of milk or some flavor, the vanilla cinnamon latte and the banana oat latte are two of our best selling drinks. The community is the most important thing to us. The Ground Up literally has been a reflection of our community. The art on our wall is our customers. The books in our library are brought by customers. What you see when you walk into Ground Up is literally the community. There's pets on the wall. The drinks, the customer drinks that were created, some of the drinks we've added to the menu, it's all almost a collaborative effort. I don't think people realize that. Being in a service job is hard, but being a barista is hard. It's a pretty skilled job. They're the ones behind the bar really delivering what it means to have a ground up cup of coffee. They are building and forging relationships with the customers. They know them, they know things about them, they see them 5 days a week, and all of that is tied into this product and this experience.
What do you want people to feel when they walk into the shop?
Feeling like you're in an authentic environment where you don't feel judged. And that's specifically a shot at the coffee industry, because as someone who frequented many shops, they're bougie sometimes, man, and they can make you feel, especially if you don't know what you're doing, or you don't know how to order, or you don't know what this origin is, or that flavor profile is, or what a pour over is. Sometimes they make you feel stupid or they seem frustrated with you. And we always wanted to help educate. It's not about egos, it's just about showcasing this product.
If you can give advice to anybody wanting to open up their own coffee shop,
start with what you have, which is the Ground Up philosophy, and why we chose the name Ground Up Coffee, because we decided to build it from what we had from the ground up. It's more important to get started than it is to be perfect. And we got so many things wrong in this journey, and we still are adjusting things till this day. So just get started, don't wait. Just follow your heart and take the first step, and then take the next step, and then just keep taking steps and see what happens.
I ordered 2 drinks, their cold brew and one of their most popular customer creations, the April. The cold brew was excellent, smooth, mellow with a subtle nuttiness. Adding milk gives it just the right touch of sweetness without overpowering the coffee. Super easy to drink. I love lattes. I don't know April, but a quad shot is a bit much for even me. It's definitely strong, but the honey, cinnamon, and oat milk balance it out really well and bring everything together. I'd order it again, but probably go for a double or triple next time. If you're near Montebello and want a great cup of coffee, hit up Ground Up. I love supporting small businesses and sharing their stories. Go show them some love. Their info's in the description below. If I've earned your support, please consider subscribing. Drop a comment if you know a small business with a story worth sharing. In the meantime, check out one of these videos, or this one, to learn a bit more about me. See you in the next one.